of tourist attraction in Bali. Here we come from the group 3, 12 UPW2. The first, there is HANINI WERDI number 9. The second, FIASARI number 10. The third, Hling number 11. And the last one is INDRIAN HARIANTA number 12. Well, Tanah Lot is a rock formation of the Indonesian island of Bali. It is home to the ancient Hindu pilgrim temple, Pura Tanah Lot, literally Tanah Lot Temple, a popular tourist and cultural icon for photography. Tanah Lot means land in the sea in the Balinese language. Located in Tabanan about 20 kilometers northwest of Denpasar, the temple sits on a ledge of rock which has been shaped continuously over the years by the ocean tide. Tanah Lot is claimed to be the work of the 16th century Dangyan Minarta. During his travels along the south coast, he saw the rock island beautiful setting and decided to rest there. Some fishermen saw him and bought him gift. Minarta then spent the night on the little island. Later he spoke to the fishermen and told them to build a shrine on the rock, for he felt it to be a holy place to worship the Balinese sea god. Well, the main deity of the temple is Dewa Baruna or Batara Segara, who is the sea god or sea power at this day. Minarta is also worshipped here. Okay, the Tanah Lot temple was built and has been a part of Balinese mythology for centuries. The temple is one of 7 sea temples around the Balinese coast. Each of the sea temples was established within a side of the next to form a chain along the southwestern coast. In addition to Balinese mythology, the temple was significantly influenced by Hinduism. And at the base of the rocky island, venomous sea snakes are believed to guard the temple from evil spirits and intruders. The temple is purportedly protected by giant snake, which was created by Minarta's Lendang, or a type of such, when he established the island. Well, in 1980, the temple's rock face was starting to crumble and the area around and inside the temple started to become dangerous. The Japanese government then provided a loan to the Indonesian government of 800 billion to conserve the historic temple and other significant locations around Bali. As a result, over the third of Tanah Lot rock is actually cleverly disguised artificial rock created during the Japanese funded and supervised renovation and stabilization program. Next, Uluwatu Temple, in Balinese Pura Luhur Uluwatu, is a Balinese Hindu sea temple or Pura Segoro located in Badung Regency. The temple is built at the edge ulu of the 70-meter high cliff or rock Watu projecting into the sea. In folklore, this rock is said to be part of Dewi Danu's rectified virtue. Through a small temple was claimed to have existed earlier, the structure was significantly expanded by the Japanese side. Well, Uluwatu Temple, or Pura Luhur Uluwatu, is a Balinese Hindu sea temple, Pura Segoro, located in Badung Regency. The temple is built at the edge of 70-meter high cliff or rock projecting into the sea. In folklore, this rock is said to be part of Dewi Danu's rectified virtue. Though a small temple was claimed to have existed earlier, the structure was significantly expanded by Japanese sect. Empu Kuningan in 11th century. Another sect from East Java, Dangyan Minarta, is credited for constructing the Padmasana shrine, and it is said the Athena Moksha here, and even called Ngeluhur or to go up locally. This has resulted in temple's epithet Luhur. Well, a monkey stealing a tourist's pom-poms. The temple is inhabited by monkeys, Macaca fascicularis, who are notorious for snatching visitors' belongings such as flip-flops, cameras, and sunglasses. They can usually be persuaded into ransoming the item for fruits, nuts, or candies, although this only encourages them to steal more. Okay, scientists and experts on primate behavior have conducted studies on the macaque monkey in the area and have collected data suggesting that they can learn pattern behavior. This trait is passed down to the young offspring. New group of macaque monkeys in the area quickly adapt and learn to new skills from the locals. A kecak dance being performed at Uluwatu. A kecak dance performance based on the Ramayana is performed daily in Uluwatu Temple every 6 p.m. on the cliffside. Well, the performance, which is outdoors, also show the beautiful sunset at the background of the performance.
Next, Gili Kertagosa Park. Taman Gili Kertagosa is one of the mainstay attractions in Klungkung Regency, which was built in 1986 by the first king of the Klungkung Kingdom, Ida I Dewa Agung Jambe. As one of relics of the Klungkung Kingdom, Taman Gili Kertagosa, or better known as Kertagosa alone, has its own uniques that other tourist objects do not have. Kertagosa is an open building or balai, which is officially part of the Puri Semarapura complex. Located about 40 km to the east of Denpasar City, approximately 1 hour drive by motor vehicle. The location is easy to find because it is located in the middle of Semarapura City. Gili Kertagosa Park was originally part of the Semarapura Place complex. After the Puputan Klungkung incident on April 28, 1908, in which the last king of the Klungkung Kingdom, Raja Ida I Dewa Agung Putra Jambe, and his followers died, the main building of the Semarapura Place was destroyed and turned into a residential area, leaving Kertagosa Balekambang with his Gili Garden and the Place Gate. This Puputan event is immortalized in the Puputan Klungkung Monument, which is located opposite Kertagosa. Taman Gili Kertagosa consists of 2 buildings, namely Balai Kertagosa and Balai Kambang. The 2 buildings have very thick Balinese traditional architectural features. The unique of these 2 buildings is the ceiling decorated with traditional Balinese painting in the Kemasan style. Initially, this painting was made of cloth and parba. In 1930, the ceiling was replaced. Then the original painting was restored. The last restoration was carried on in 1960, and the painting is still intact today. Each building has a different function. Balai Kertagosa function is a traditional court cared by the King Supreme Judge. This function is closely related to the story that is displayed in the painting on the ceiling of the building, namely the Tantri story from the Swargakon Parwa book, as will the Bhimaswarga story with them of karma pala, punishment. It can be said the painting of the ceiling of the Kertakosa building context the values of spiritual education in the form of the law of cause and effect from human action. When the Klungkung kingdom was conquered by the Dark, Kertakosa was still used as a court hall. Today inside the building can be seen the carved wooden chairs and table that were used for traditional adat court in the past. The Balikambang is a pendopo building located in the middle of a lotus pond Keli Taman Gili, making this building seem like it is floating above the water surface. This Bali functions as a place for the manusa yatnya, religious ceremony or life ceremony, for the king's sons and daughter, one of which the Mepandes ceremony or tooth cutting ceremony. For the king's sons and daughter who are entering puberty, the painting on the ceiling of the Balikambang take the theme from the story of Ramayana and Sutasoma. Along the walls of the bride leading to Balikambang, there are statues depicting figures of the stories on the painting on the ceiling. Thank you very much. Pura Besaki Karangasem, the largest Hindu temple tourism object in Bali. Pura Besaki Karangasem is a place of prayer for Hinduism in Bali. In addition, in this temple area, there is not only one temple, but many temples, because there are so many temples in one area. Pura Besaki Bali is the largest temple in Indonesia. Pura Besaki Karangasem Bali. Pura Besaki Bali is also often referred to as Pura Agung Besaki. The location of the Besaki temple is in Besaki village, Rendang district, Karangasem Regency, Bali. Pura Besaki Bali consists of one temple center which is named Pura Penataran Agung Besaki, and there are 80 accompanying temples that are around the temple of Penataran Agung Besaki, one Pasugian temple, and 70 other temples. If you have seen the photos of this temple, then you will see a large number of stars and a very large gate. This gate is the entrance to the central area of Pura Penataran Agung Besaki. Pura Besaki in Bali is the location of the center of religious activities for Balinese Hindus, and Pura Penataran Agung Besaki is the large temple in the temple area. Pura Penataran Agung Besaki has the most place of building for praying. Balinese people usually call it the Pelinggi, and it is the center of this temple. Next, we will briefly discuss the history of Pura Besaki Karangasem. The goal is that when you travel to one of the temple attractions in Bali, you already have an overview of the tourist attraction in Bali that you are visiting. Pura Agung Besaki in Bali is well known to mancanegara. So many foreign or domestic tourists visit this place because of the size of this temple. Pura Agung Besaki got the temple name is modeled from the temple in Bali. The builder of Pura Besaki is a Hindu religious figure from India who has long lived on the island of Java. His name is Resi Markandeya. It is said that at the time there was no Bali Strait like now, because the island of Java and Bali were still one and not separated by the ocean. Because of the length of the island that we now call the island of Java and Bali. This island was named the island of Dawa, which means long is line. Initially, Resi Markandeya, the founder of this temple, meditated on Mount Hyang or Mount Dieng in central Java. After a long period of meditation, Resi Markandeya received a revelation to grab the forest on Dawadaris Island. So to the north, in a forest threshing place, Resi Markandeya placed a picture filled with metal and holy water. These metals include gold, silver, copper, ferrous, and bronze metals. The 5 metals in Balinese society are called Mama Pacandatu. Apart from metal, a game called Mirahadi was also played, which means the main ruby. The place where the picture is played is called Basuki, which means safe, given the name Pasuri or Selamat because in the forest threshing, the followers of Resi Markandeya were safely carrying out their duties. Over time, Basuki's name changed to Besaki. Opening hours for tourists can visit from 8 o'clock and 15 o'clock, but for those who wish to pray, the temple is open 24 hours.
Next place, Seminyak. Seminyak is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Bali. People are attracted here for a little luxury and relaxation that is next Barkuda and Daejeon don't have. Think boutique shopping, luxury space, multiple dining options, and beach bar. It has a wide variety of shops, including boutique clothing store, furniture store, market, and art galleries. There is something to suit everyone's taste, with local warung and fine dining and variety of international cuisines. Seminyak is bustling with people and things to do. You can easily spend a day at the beach, or get Balinese massage and other spa treatments, or go shopping, or eat a little all of above. We really love the breakfast and brunch in Seminyak. One thing you should miss is watching a beautiful sunset either on the beach or at one of the many beach bars. Seminyak has something for everyone, but we'll definitely recommend combining your Bali trip with other area. If you are only in Bali a short time, this area may be place to be. However, if you more time have to about Uluwatu, North Bali, or the East Coast. What is nearby Seminyak? Yes, good and legend. Walking distance or taxi, depending on traffic. Canggu is 20 minutes by taxi. Jimbaran is 30 minutes until 1 hour to the south. Uluwatu is 40 minutes until 1 hour to the south. Ubud is about 1 until 1:30 hours. Seminyak is just north of Legend and Kuta, so it's easy to explore the area as part of your day. You can also head north to Canggu for delicious food, the beach, or cycle through the rice fields. Although this is probably best done while living in Canggu. Another option to visit Tanalot, a Balinese temple on the beach. You can take a day trip Ubud, although I think stay there will be much more enjoy, and there is always good seafood dinner on the beach Jimbaran. Yes, next place, Nusa Dua. Nusa Dua is almost like Bali's own bubble. Beautiful, clean, mostly luxury hotel. It has pros and cons as most things, but is perfect for a family getaway in Bali or romantic getaway. Nusa Dua is about 30 minutes from Kuta Bali, but the two are spread. Nusa Dua is quiet and scheduled. It is dominated by luxury hotel, beaches, and small shopping center. The beaches are less crowded here, except for Pandawa Beach, which attracts large crowd but is stunning beach. If you want to relax in 5-star accommodation, you will be happy to be here. If you want to be closer to the action or even more in the local community, then it's probably not for you. Because of this, it will be the perfect place to stay for a family holiday in Bali, especially with a very young children, due to less crowd and traffic and calmer beach. So, there are many things to do in Nusa Dua. Nusa Dua is not known as hotbed of activity. It is slower pace than Kuta. There is small shopping center and several market, restaurant. Walk along the sidewalk and beach. Beach day, water sport, riding bicycle, and many other things to do in our hotel, another hotel. Great area to relax and unwind. If you stay here, I would recommend you to go to Andrea a time, which is easy enough depending on traffic. What's nearby Nusa Dua? It depends on traffic. Kuta, Legend, and Seminyak are all the way in 30 minutes until 1 hour depending on traffic. Sandur approach 30 minutes north. Tanjung Benoa approach 4 minutes. Jimbaran approach 15 minutes until 30 minutes to the west. Nusa Lembongan is only 30 minutes by boat from Benoa Harbor. Nusa Lembongan can be done as a day trip from here, but I highly recommend staying a night or two to get better feel. But this makes the perfect next stop in your itinerary from Nusa Dua. Seafood dinner on Jimbaran Beach can be a drink and sunset, even though it is usually crowded and touristy. And if you go a little further south to Uluwatu, you can explore the area, including the Uluwatu Temple and the traditional Balinese Kecak dance. Bukit Peninsula beaches are some of the beaches in Bali. Yes, next place.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all information that I could give about Pura Ulundanu Batur. Pura Ulundanu Batur, also known as Pura Batur or Pura Ulundanu, is a Balinese Hindu temple located on the island of Bali, Indonesia. As one of the Kayangan Jagat temples, Ulundanu Batur Temple is one of the most important temples in Bali, which acts the guardian of harmony and stability for the entire island. Pura Ulundanu Batur reception the north direction and is dedicated to Lord Vishnu and the local god Dewi Danu, the gods of Danu Batur, the lake in Bali. Following the description of the original temple complex, the temple was moved and rebuilt in 1926. The temple, along with 3 other sites in Bali, form the cultural landscape of Bali province, which was inscribed as World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 2012. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in here to continue the explanation of the previous guide. Well, that's all information that I could give about Pura Ulundanubratan. Pura Ulundanubratan is a large water temple in Bali, Indonesia. The others main water temple being Pura Ulundanubatur. This temple complex is located on the northwest bank of Lake Bratan in the mountain near Bedugul. Water temple fill areas in the watershed. On the downstream bank there are many small water temples specific to its irrigation association or subak. This temple is actually used for ceremonial offering to the gods Dewi Danu, the gods of water, lakes and rivers. Lake Bratan is one of the important lakes in terms of irrigation. Lake Bratan is known as a sacred mountain lake. The area is very fertile, lies at an altitude of 1,200 meters, and has a very cool climate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ulundanubratan Temple, the garden in the temple complex, is on the shore of Lake Bratan. The temple of founder was I Gusti Agung Putu. Founded in the year of Saka 100,556 and maintained by our four Satakan from the village around the temple area, which consisted of Satakan Candi equipped 5 traditional Bedesa, Santakan Banga, traditional set Atapan Krotrolet, and Satakan Baturiti are in the chair of 6 customary Pendesa. Thank you.